Hey, so today is all about getting you to see where this pushy, pressurized feeling can come from when we look at doing selling, when we're in a sales call. Um, the structure and the process, of course, matters, but we know the mindset is everything. So I'm doing this bit first with you. Might be a slightly longer video, but I want you to bookmark this and come back to it every time things feel a bit icky, pushy, weird, because it's our responsibility to have good thoughts about selling. We can't expect other people to do that for us. That is completely in our responsibility. So the golden rule that everything sits on is you have to value the time that you have in a sales conversation before anybody else will. You can't ask someone else to value it before. If you book it, then I'll value it. Can't do that. You have to know why it's amazing. And if you're just seeing things as like a quick chat or a 15-minute catch up, or no pressure, no obligation, there's no pitch, you're literally removing the most valuable thing from that person. When someone's in the symptoms of having the problem and you're like, I might have a solution here for you, do you want to have a conversation? Oh, but I'm not actually going to give you the solution. I'm not going to give you the thing that you would find most helpful. I'm going to hold that bit back because I think that might be a bit much for you. Doesn't make sense. So just know that everything that you're doing is to protect you. It has nothing to do with servicing the person that's in front of you. And that might sound a little harsh, but this is the reality of what we're dealing with. Our brain is to protect us, and then we're like, yeah, but I'm also doing them a solid as well. I don't want any pressure. I don't want them to think badly of me. They won't. But I want to explore where this pushy pressure feeling comes from. And it starts with the first and foremost is understanding what happens in a sales conversation and your role and how damn valuable that is. Now, if you think about a sales call conversation and whether it's in person or remote, and you're there and you're going to help people explore, make good decisions, this might be the first time anyone's ever told you this kind of stuff before. You're going to hold the space, you're going to listen, you're going to share a pathway of how they're going to get help and why that works. We're going to explore all their thinking. They can say things that they've never said before, like their big goal, and say it out loud and not have anyone laugh at them. Like this, can you see what I mean? This is highly valuable. And then when we value it, we won't say things like, yeah, but they're really busy. Oh, I'll only do 15 minutes because, everyone's busy. You won't need it to go a certain way. This is where we really need to catch ourselves. So I want you to come back to the belief of like, this is highly valuable time with me, whether they buy or they don't. Okay, so that's the belief. This is highly valuable, irrelevant of whether they buy or they don't. It's valuable for me, it's valuable for them. Because you will get data from this. Even if they said no thanks, a no always comes down usually to one of three things. So either you haven't quite explained the value clear enough yet, and the next few videos will help with that. You're speaking to someone who genuinely isn't the right fit. And again, if that happens over and over again, we might tweak the marketing, so that stops. Or they are indeed qualified, they want the result, they are in buying mode, but they want to get there in a different way to what you've suggested. And that's fine. All of those outcomes are absolutely fine. But I think your brain will definitely take you to, well, I don't, if no one's buying, clearly this isn't valuable. People don't want what I have created. Maybe I'm not enough, maybe I'm not worthy enough or deserving enough. And it's just absolute rubbish. It's just a thought that your brain has offered you and you are taking it. I don't want you to take it anymore. I want you to start looking at the first of all your brain, and then second of all the data. So I want you to start asking a couple of questions. First and foremost, what am I making another no mean? What am I making no's mean? What would I like to make it mean instead? Because you get to change this, remember. And that single shift changes how a no lands, changes what you do next instead of spiraling. No's help you inform what needs to be changed, and it's to be expected. The more money you make, the more offers you put out, the more yeses you get, you'll also get more no's. You don't just get more of the good stuff, like it all exponentially like increases. So I remember getting caught out by this. I had to have coaching on this because I was like, oh God, I'm hearing a run of no's. Something's gone wrong. So I went and I got coaching because I was like, let's troubleshoot what needs to change. And my coach was like, nothing. think this is just to be expected. Let's just have a look. Money wise, yeah, year on year, we're making more money. We're actually made more money in this period of time. We've actually put more offers out. We've had more sales calls, and we just have had, again, we're in the same ratios, but just more no's. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, well, let's expect that then. So that's all that's happened. Nothing has gone wrong. It's completely normal. And so let's have a look at your brain then, your beautiful, wonderful human brain. Because I think this leads into pushy and pressure really nicely. So if you can't hear a no, it's because you've decided somewhere a no means something about you. And that's not fact, that's just a story. A story you can take apart with questions. Um, but why can't you hear another no? What are you making that mean? And is that actually true, or is that just the meaning you've attached to it? And then I want you to flip it. What else could it mean? It could mean that, oh, I'm speaking to people and they're just a bit too early days. I need to tweak my marketing. Oh, they just weren't a good fit. They just didn't want to do it that way. That's okay. Oh, I really did not explain that. I couldn't join the dots. I just had lots of thinking in the call and it clouded my thing. And now I'm going to take some time, reflect, and I'm just going to write down what I do instead. It's all information and data. Nothing has gone wrong. And if you look at both outcomes, and I really want to just do this now for a moment, let's look at if they say a no, what happens for you and for them? Well, the first thing is you get information, you learn something about your offer and your pitch, you process how you're explaining things. Nothing bad has actually happened to you. You're exactly where you were before, plus data. Now, you might be screaming at me, going, yes, Helen, but I've got bills to pay and I needed that one. Just see the language. I needed that one. No wonder it feels pressure and pushy together. Yeah, but more is coming. You've forgotten that you create clients. You've forgotten how to create them. When we get so hung up and we see sales calls in our diary, we sometimes can stop the marketing. We're like, oh, well, this will convert and then I don't need to do anything else. Or I'll just see how these go. We are continuously creating impact, value, making invitations. You've just stopped or forgotten how to create more clients. So more is coming. I really want you to hear that. And then for them, when they say no, that's great. They've made a really good, informed decision, and they might know, because you've helped them with this, what to go and look at instead. Great. If they say yes, what happens for you? You get paid, you get to do the work you love with someone who wants it. Amazing. What happens for them? That pathway to get them out of where they're stuck starts. They start getting the result, they start that surge of relief and good feeling. So can you see when you break it down, every outcome is fine. A no is fine, a yes is fine for you, for them. It's win-win. There's genuinely nothing to fear here because both directions land somewhere that's okay. The only version where this feels dangerous, shall we say, or risky or out of control is the one you've built in your head because you've forgotten about all the other stuff. So take the emotion out of it, look at the data. That and where do I need to get more skilled at? Everything stacks in your favor. You can make more offers. You can learn the skills of how to listen better, what questions to ask, how to explain your offer. You can hold space, learn how to manage your mind and emotions when you're in the room, not letting your own feelings dictate how the whole thing goes. That's all in your control. You are in control of so much. You've got so much responsibility and agency over this. We just forget it. We have one or two things that happen, it snowballs. We take that into the next week, the next month, and we wound ourselves with it. I want you to stop it. I want you to bring this to a coaching call. I want you to put it into the Slack channel when you're feeling this way, and we will catch it and we will sort this out. Because it's really hard to sell effectively and create anything of value and impact when you're in that state. Sometimes the shift is just noticing that, oh, hang on a second, I'm forgetting all the amazingness and that I actually don't need anything from this right now. I can give a lot and I don't need anything to go a certain way. Or, I'm thinking this has to go a certain way because I've got bills to pay. Yeah, no wonder it feels pushy and weird. Oh, okay. Doesn't make you a bad person. It just shows you exactly where push is coming from. So feel whatever's underneath it with shame, embarrassment, doubt, whatever shows up. And then just ask yourself again, responsibility, you're in charge of this. What could you think instead? And this is where the pressure comes from. The two things are really the same fix because the pressure isn't created by the offer or the price or your client, it's created by your need for the offer to land a certain way. When you've got zero attachment to the outcome, zero pressure can transmit out. You physically cannot pressure someone with something you don't need from them. What people call pressure on a call is almost like your own fear leaking out as like urgency around like almost cohesion, like I need this now to go this way. And we over explain or we pull back or we just do weird stuff. So the new belief is they need to know what's on offer. I don't need anything from them right now, but I have so much to give. More is coming. It's not reliant on this one thing. They can decide and pay in ways that I couldn't, and that's okay. Remember my role and my job here. This is fun and exciting. I get to explain what I have created for them. And this works because you can see the difference in that thinking. Like it feels different just to hear it. You can't script your way out of pushy because you could say the same words. And if you've got, I feel like this has to go a certain way, I feel pressure, it will come out. Like I say, it's a transmission of your thinking. The words come out from the thoughts you are having. So it will still land weird. They won't know what's weird. They're just like, this feels like it's more for you than me. I haven't heard what I need to hear. I don't think this is for me. I'll have to go and think about it. So you can also see how effective this is at like this is how we cause our own objections. So the real fix is doing the work underneath this, where you walk in with nothing to prove, nothing riding on an answer. That's when sales becomes really fun, really light, really neutral. So that's what I have for you. So I want you to write down as an action when you come to invite people to sales calls this week, and I want you to actively do it. Notice what comes up as you do it. Do you hesitate? Do you worry about sounding pushy? Do you undervalue your time? Do you say things like, "Oh, no pitch, no obligation"? Are you undervaluing their time? Are you struggling to find people? Like, what are we making it mean? What are we trying to protect ourselves from? I want you to just observe yourself and get curious and come back into the group coaching and into the Slack channel and tell me what comes up. All right, I'll see you soon.